We are broadcasting from one of the bunkers in Kyiv. Remember, since late last night after the talks that took place between Russia and Ukraine, there's been heavy bombardment, at least in the city of Kyiv. Kharkiv, on the other hand, has also been completely pounded by the Russian troops. But as far as Kyiv is concerned, let me just describe what we have witnessed in front of our eyes over the last 6 to 7 hours, starting around at 9 o'clock in the night when a big explosion took place in the center of Kyiv. We are not very sure of the exact location of that explosion, but videos that have emerged, which we've also sent across to our newsroom, indicates that this was in the heart of the city. As far as casualties are concerned, no word from the Ukrainian authorities at this point in time. But let me quickly take our viewers through what's the development like across Kyiv. So far, what's the situation in terms of the advancement of the Russian troops are concerned, because that's where the major concern lies at this point in time. In fact, southwest of Kyiv, recent satellite imagery has been indicating that there's been a massive Russian troop equipment advancement. In fact, that is almost 40 miles long, troop equipment that's wending through various cities of Ukraine and moving towards Kyiv. Now, that's the big concern at this point in time. If at all they manage to break through and enter Kyiv. They've been trying this for the last 5 days, but there has been a massive pushback on the front of the Ukrainian army. And perhaps the boost that they're getting right now is from the civilians who have also taken up the arms. We do not know at this stage the number of casualties, but the Ukrainian Defense Ministry has been putting out information about the loss of Russian soldiers, which has now gone more than 5,000. 5,000 soldiers, armored vehicles of the Russian troops, tanks, and in fact now images also coming in of Russian fighter jets that have been brought down. Let me also bring in my colleague Mridul right now, who's also going to take us through the latest update that we have received from the General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukrainian Army. That's a long list, so perhaps Mridul can read out some of the important points. Mridul, if you can just take points of
First of all, I would like to say separate unit of the most combat-ready unit of the armed forces of Belarus have started moving to the state border of Ukraine in Volyn direction. Okay. So troops are moving, and in addition, the territory of Belarus continues to be for combat stories for army, operation tactical and special aircraft of the RF armed force to perform tasks. Secondly, the enemy losing offensive potential, loses along with the human face numerous cases of violation of the laws of war, international humanitarian law by the Russian aggressor have been recorded along the entire offensive line. One more thing, Ukrainian flags are hung on columns of Russian military equipment. This is the main part. Such cases have been observed in the settlement of Peramoha, Nova Basin, Kyiv region, and the Kharnotsova highway of Cherniv. This is the reason. Kyiv, Nova Basin, they are the main reason of the Ukraine. And one more thing, tanks from the Russian occupation forces on their way through the villages of Borodyanka, where the explosion shook yesterday. And one more thing, on the order of their commanders, begin to deliberately destroy infrastructure and housing, and a separate group of tanks open chaotic fire on a high-rise building.